Good evening, folks, and welcome to day 9 of my beer advent calendar. Same routine as the last 8 days. Basically, it's same as the advent calendar you get as a kid, but instead of chocolates, you get a German lager. This one is specifically German lagers. I know what beers are in the box. It's labeled on the side. However, I don't know which beer I'm going to get which day, so it's a bit of a crapshoot, which I'm enjoying. Day 9, I haven't had a bad year yet, so great job for the developers of the calendar. So day 9, right up here. Once again, I don't know what beer I'm getting. You're going to know actually probably a second before I do, as I don't look at it as I'm pulling it out. But I will zoom in so you can have a look before I do, and then I'll read the box, find out what the beer is. It gives basic information. The beer, the style of beer, and the alcohol content. And after that, I'll do my regular research, which basically involves a beer tasting app and some cue cards on different styles of beer, just so I have a basic idea what I'm drinking. All right. Okay, so it's another Hell's. Everything's in German once again, but I know it's a Hell's, which is a lighter beer. Product of Germany as per usual. Ingredients same, water, barley, malt, and hops. They don't mention yeast, but I explained that in previous episodes, so I'm not going to get into that again. Alright, let's see. I'll read, like I said, it's a regular Hell's, so I know it's here because I've already read it before. A Munich Hell's I'm going by. And for anybody who's been watching all along, might want to fast forward a bit there because we've already talked about the beer. So it's going to be straw to light color. It's 2 out of 5 for bitterness. Alcohol content 4.7 to 5.4. Actually, I'm going to try to find it in the box, make sure I'm getting the right information. Yeah, so this is 5.0, so it falls in the range. Similar in alcohol contents to similar in alcohol and appearance to a German Pils, but malt balanced, so it shows off the bready flavor of Pilsner malt. Started in the 1880s to compete with Pilsner styles of beer. So Pilsner is basically what we're used to in North America, your typical Coors, Miller, Labatt's, that type of thing. So it's going to be similar to that. So it's going to be a lager. It's going to be crisp and refreshing. Today's everyday drinking beer of Bavaria. And before I actually taste it, I'm going to get the app. Lately I've been kind of drinking it and then doing that, but I want to mix it up a bit today. App is pretty straightforward. Beer tasting app it's called. You take a picture of the beer, it checks its database, and it gives you some basic information on the beer. Nothing extensive. Preferably, if I had a choice, I'd like to have another section app where they talk about different styles of beer. And that's just me. Alright, so we know it's a lager. It's bottom fermented, and all that is the way the yeast works when it's fermenting the sugars to alcohol. Basically, it works in the bottom of the mixture rather than on top. Top fermented would be an ale. Beer description. It's brewed in a modern way based on a traditional recipe. The first beer with the new recipe was only available in April 2018. The beer is also to inspire non-drinkers because the delivery has fewer hops and thus bitterness units. So it's not going to be a bitter beer, I know that. Alright, so let's pour it up and we'll have a taste. And once again, I'm giving my glass a quick cold water rinse, basically just to cool it off, get rid of any dust residual might be in the air, or in the glass, sorry. Right. So I know I do like lagers in general, and lighter lagers, specifically, Pilsner, the Hell's. And Hell's, basically, the word Hell's, the translation in Germany, I believe it's bright. Some bright or light, something along that. It has to do with the color. So if you see a Hell's beer, basically it's going to be a light colored beer. Sure enough, it's pretty light colored. Nice bit of head there, which is nice. Pretty well in the category of what they said for color. Not a lot of strong aroma. your typical, once again, your typical lager. Now for the big thing, the big taste. Pretty well what I expected, crisp, refreshing. Once again, not a bad beer by any means. Like, as I said, this is day 9. I've yet to get a bad beer. I like German beers in general. I haven't had as much exposure as I had since I started this this advent calendar. For me, I'm 1 or 2 beers a week, and I've been doing it every day now for 9 days. It's not bad. It's crisp. It's refreshing. Pretty well what I expected from a lager style. Not a lot of flavor, which would make you probably eat. If you're going to sit down and have several of these, I think it'd be pretty easy to do. But for me, if I'm sitting down just having one beer, I like a little bit more flavor to it. It's not a bad beer, don't get me wrong. It's kind of bland. I hate to say that, because I don't want to be too negative with the beer, because it's not a bad beer. But there just doesn't seem to be a lot to it. And like I said, once again, this would be a really, really easy drinking beer. I mean, if you're really thirsty and you want to quench your thirst, it wouldn't take long to pound one of these back. To give it a rating, my rating is once again out of 5. 1 being, don't like it's going down the drain. 2 being, not a big fan, but I'll finish. I don't want to waste a beer. 3 being a good beer, 4 being a very good beer, and a 5 being the best beer I've ever had. With that being said, I'm not even, I was going to try to pronounce the brewery, but I'm not even going to try, because I know I bastardize it. But I know it's a German beer. For rating, I think this one's pretty straightforward to me. Would be a 3.0. It's a good beer, but it's nothing exceptional. Would I have another? Without a doubt. Am I enjoying it? Without a doubt. Would I go out of my way to have one? Probably not. I wouldn't hesitate to have another, but for me it's just kind of, I hate to say it because once again I don't want to be negative about it, it's kind of a bland beer. There's not a lot of bite to it, there's not a lot of flavor. It tastes like your typical, I hate to say it, but it tastes like your typical North American beer. North American light beer at that. So take it as it is. My rating, if you try it and you don't agree with it, by all means comment on my YouTube channel or the Facebook group, Beer Rating with Sean Connors, and tell me what you think. For anybody who's got this bad boy of a box, I'd like to hear your comments as well. So you go, folks, for the, I'm going to try to pronounce it, Burgerlicious Breweries Altbairisch Hell 3.0. There you go, folks. Try to join me tomorrow night, and we'll see what's the next victim in the box. Until next beer, as always, enjoy responsibly. Cheers.